Welcome to the Middle-Raged Podcast, where your hosts, Adam and Keith, get a bit cross about stuff that really doesn't matter. Bless them. Oh, and we should probably warn you that things can be a bit sweary at times.
Hello and welcome to this episode 6 of the Middle-Raged Podcast with me, Keith A. Pearson, and my co-host, the erstwhile Adam Eccles.
Well, erstwhile indeed. Hello, good morning, how are you?
We are okay. You don't give a shit, do you?
No, really. I mean,
that's like a tick now, isn't it?
I shouldn't have, was not supposed to say that, are we? So, I'll take that back. I don't care.
And I don't care to tell you.
Fair enough.
That's all good. We should tell
Excellent.
listeners that we are recording this. We've been a bit more punctual this time.
A little bit, yeah.
After the slight delay in getting episode 5 out. So we are now, where are we? Sort of mid-ish February?
Mid-February, yes.
Just past.
Just
Yeah,
after.
there or thereabouts.
So if you're
it's gone
listening...
very quickly, February, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this year, right? It was just Christmas a minute ago. What's going on?
Yeah, after the drudgery of January.
Well, the 5 months of January, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So it's good. I think I would almost go as far as saying spring is in the air. Is that a bit too upbeat?
Well, it's a little bit, right? I mean, it's get a bit of sunshine through the rain clouds, and it's...
Do you know what? It won't be long before we're moaning that it's too hot.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I always look forward to that.
That's in the post for sure.
Those 7 days of summer that we get in the UK.
Yeah, but we always say, right, we're not set up for it.
No.
We're not set up for the cold either. There's just 3 days a year where it's perfectly right.
And when we say days, also it's nights really that are the issue.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Sleeping in a hot or cold room isn't fun.
I like a cold bedroom.
Yeah, but not when
heart.
it's 6 degrees.
I like it when I was reading something the other day about some guy who was relaying tales of his youth. This old pensioner guy, he's writes stuff on a local Facebook group,
Right.
and he was reliving his experience as a child, sort of pre-war, post-war, around about the wartime anyway.
Right.
They would have to chisel ice off the inside of the windows.
Nice.
And you think, God, I mean, we have central heating and we still fucking
Yeah, that's a bit of a different...
Not that we can afford to switch the heating on, but we have it.
You have it, yeah.
It's nice to look at. I love playing with the Hive app.
Yeah.
Adjusting it by
Turning
half
it
a
off.
degree.
Yeah.
Is it too cold still?
Yeah. No,
Gonna
put another jumper on.
Anyway, we've had... some coffees purchased for us.
Oh, nice.
As listeners may be aware, that if you go to buymeacoffee.com/middle-raged, you can buy us a coffee. And on this occasion, the lovely Sue Broom has purchased 3 coffees.
Excellent.
So one each.
1.5
I don't know what
each.
we're going to have to fight over the other one.
Just split it into 2 cups.
I suppose we could do that, couldn't we?
Yeah, something like that.
So that's incredibly
give it
generous of you.
Give it to Sue.
We could give it to Sue. No, Sue's giving it to us.
Oh, yeah.
Rude to
give it back.
to her.
Right, yeah.
But
thank you very much, Sue. That is lovely. Genuinely, thank you very much.
yeah, we're very, very grateful. And as a result, our new policy is if you buy us a coffee, just one coffee,
Yeah.
you will then receive the authorly treatment.
That's not
Adam
the same
and
as
I-
awful.
Yeah.
Slightly different.
It's probably more...
little bit better, but on that sort of...
Possibly more descriptive, though.
Yeah.
You will get... Adam and I will concoct a character based purely on your name.
Yes.
Now...
I have to say that Sue Broom is a great name to begin with, right?
Yeah.
That's, it's well up there, right? So it's hopefully this
Can I just say, though, as an aside, I think if my name was Sue Broom, I would call myself Susie.
Susie Broom. Yeah. Sounds like
just not ring. Have a slightly
Susie
Broom.
Could be in an 80s punk band.
Yeah, Susie Broom and the
Sweepers. Yes. Saw them in
Susie Broom and the Sweepers.
saw them in a pub gig once. Yeah, brilliant band.
They were great. So by buying us a coffee, you will get to listen to us make crap up about your name. And so this week we've got to kick off by discussing who we think, or what type of character we think Sue Broom would be if she were in one of our novels. So you want to kick off with this one?
Right. So
I think you've already peaked, to be honest, with Susie Broom and the Sweepers.
Brilliant. Well, I did think about this, and I think that Sue Broom actually has a tea shop / antique shop. So it's a bit of both. On the seafront in St Ives, Cornwall. And it's called Broom with a Brew.
Oh, is this one of those sort of cosy mystery type novels?
Exactly.
Gosh,
it's a cosy Cornish mystery, right? And
very twee looking cover.
Yeah.
Maybe a VW camper on it.
Yeah. Pale pastel colours.
Yeah. Okay, it's in my head now.
Yes. So sometimes when people come into the antique shop, right, they have a coffee and they sit down and they bring in, antiques. It's like a bit like the Antiques Roadshow, but it's a shop as well. So they'll bring in an old ring or an Eccles or something, right? And she inspects the item, and sometimes Sue is magically transported back the time period where the item came from. So she's just, standing there looking at it, and all of a sudden she's in this sort of old house, and Mr. Darcy, that kind of period drama. And she has a minor adventure whilst in the past, holding on to this item of, jewellery or whatever it is, a little box of mystery. She solves the mystery and then comes back to her shop. But the item remains back in the past with its rightful owner.
That. Do you know what? That's actually a good idea.
Yeah,
I thought we had a policy that we weren't actually supposed to come up with good ideas.
This has got bestseller written all over it, hasn't it?
It has. Fucking Richard Osman would be all over that.
Yeah, but I can't do Mr. Darcy,
cozy.
Period. Yeah, cozy as well. Yeah, maybe I need pseudonym.
There's no swearings, is there?
No, probably not.
Sweary and a cosy mystery. So Sue Broom owns the shop.
Yes, she's got the shop and the cafe. She runs the whole place, and not every item that comes in has a connection to the past, but they sometimes do. So yeah, that's what happens to her.
I like that. That's good. Yeah.
She's
and very actually, it's quite cozy though. It's almost uncharacteristic for you.
Well, so also she's
a twist, isn't there?
Yeah, she's having an affair with a chap called Gavin Brush, who owns the local cash and carry. Right, so Brush and Broom, they were destined to do that, right?
Oh, they sound like a Dollar. Do you remember Dollar from the 80s?
No.
Okay, they were like a twosome, a duo. Dollar,
okay.
Mirror, mirror, mirror.
I don't know that one.
They're sound like a tribute act. Brush and Broom.
Yeah. Brush and Broom. So she's in two bands then: Susie Broom and the Sweepers, and Brush and Broom. Brilliant. A long career of musical fun.
She literally is Run Around Sue. If you got that reference, then you're fucking old.
I think I know that one, yeah. So there you go, Sue. I hope you like that. And maybe actually I'll write that book one day.
Yeah.
Look out for that.
Yeah. Well, I've gone on a slightly different tangent, unsurprisingly, because I thought that clearly my brain works in a very strange way, because I thought immediately I saw Sue Broom and I thought that's not a character, that's a product. So what I thought was the Sue Broom it's a product, and the inventor Sue decided to pitch it on Dragon's Den or Shark Tank or something it's called. I'm sure people are conversant with the show. People turn up and with an idea for a business, or they've got a product, and then a collective of investors, dragons, decide whether they're going to buy. So Sue pitches up on Dragon's Den.
Yes.
And her broom, the Sue Broom, its unique quality is that it has a curved head.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, and I actually thought about that, and that increases sweep capacity by 19%. And do you know what? Actually, while I was formulating this, I'm thinking, why doesn't that actually exist?
Now, hang on. So is it curved?
Like a banana.
Okay, but is that... It's not upwards, right? Because that wouldn't work.
No, that kind of wouldn't work, would it?
Yeah.
Sweeping the air.
Yeah. So it curves sort of away from you. So
yeah, exactly. Like a semicircle, I suppose.
Okay.
Because normally when you pull a broom, all the shit just goes off to the side.
Yes, yeah. You want it... yeah.
I think, Sue, you might be on something here with your Sue broom. Anyway,
I'd probably get one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem that Sue has is that it's got an £85 retail price. I should say that she wanted 50 grand in return for 5% of her business, and her business is really just the Sue broom.
Right. Yeah. I mean, does she need that much in the setup cost? I would contest that.
She's got a habit. So 20 grand of it's for marketing, 30 grand is for recreational drugs. So,
right, and that's how presumably she came up with the idea, right?
She was on a trip. Literally, she was off her tits, and that's how she came up with it. She was trying to sweep up. She dropped some cocaine on the kitchen floor. Yeah. And she was trying to use a regular broom.
Didn't work.
Going off on a fucking tangent.
I mean, that's a lot of cocaine if you need a broom.
well, 30 grand will certainly get you.
I suppose, yeah, chunk of it.
I don't know what the current going rate is.
Yeah, if you know what the going rate on the street value of kilograms of cocaine is, let us know.
Drop us an email.
Dear me.
Anyway,
well,
So she finishes pitching, and one by one, the dragons all sort of drop out. They all say, I'm out.
Right.
Based on the high retail price and
there's a bit of a chunk.
Fairly questionable branding decisions.
Yes.
Calling it the Sue broom did not go down well, particularly with Deborah Meaden, who was... I don't want to say anything too loud.
Is she one of the dragons or something?
She's one of the dragons, yeah.
Okay, right, yeah.
She's a bit, how can we put this? Frosty, I think, is the...
oh, really?
Terrifying almost. Anyway, so Sue didn't get her investment, but she undeterred. She went on, and last year in 2023, she had a record sale, record year for sales. She shifted 17 units of the Sue broom.
Door to door, presumably. Went,
I remember as far as thinking about that. Probably online, something like the JML website or something.
Oh, yeah.
It used to be Ronco back in the day.
They have those weird ass TVs playing on loops in Tesco's, and
exactly that. Yes. JML. But anyway, Sue's moved on. She's now writing her memoir, From Dust to Dragons, the story of the Sue broom.
You should might sell 5 of those. Brilliant.
Because everyone loves a memoir, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh. We will have an entire episode one day about memoirs.
Quite possibly, yes. Yeah.
Do you know what? If I write a memoir, it's going to be called "This is my memoir. No one gives a shit." Because that's the reality.
I thought about this, and I think mine would be all the fucks I never gave. That would be a long book.
It'd be worth writing. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I probably had half a dozen now people approach me asking if I'll write their memoir for them.
Really?
Yes, seriously. And inevitably, these people, I mean, putting aside the fact that these people think that, I don't know what goes on in their head, but I would imagine you went to someone and said, will you give me 1,000 hours of your time? And then any money you make, which will be pittance, will split 50-50.
5 grand.
So you do all the work, and then I'll take half of the pitiful profits. Because
their story is so compelling, right?
Yeah, and that's not the worst of it, because inevitably the people that want you to write have endured shit in their life that...
Yes, right.
It's like, I was abused as a child.
Oh, lovely.
Fucking awful, obviously. But you need therapy. You don't need someone to... You don't need to be telling the world about it.
To be honest, I wouldn't want... Who's reading books about, that subject? Like, just really depressing. Like, why would you pick that? I read to be entertained and to have fun or something. And live vicariously, but like not to fucking feel like, oh my God, I want to slash my wrists.
It's horrendous. And I get it that people think they have lived an interesting life.
Right, okay.
But realistically, it's not that interesting to anyone else.
Yeah, outside of your family. It's those sort of, you should write a book, you know, just probably because people want them to shut up.
Yeah.
Go write your book.
That's the worst one. Or it's like saying, oh, you're very funny. You should do stand-up comedy.
Oh, yeah. So I can turn you off. Yeah.
You should do a podcast.
Yeah, right. Well.
Yeah, here
we are.
Well, we shouldn't have fucking listened, should we?
I was at college when I was a teenager doing catering, right? And I remember clearly my lecturer telling me you should write comedy because I couldn't write, an essay about laundry or fucking, hygiene standards without putting jokes into it because I just couldn't cope with how fucking dull it was. And so he told me, you should write comedy. So I was like, 30 years later, I thought I'd give it a go.
This is why you'll never write that cozy mystery, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't do that.
You'll drop a dildo in there or something that just completely ruins it.
It's an antique dildo that comes in and brings
beautifully carved. Maybe it's made of whalebone.
Just want to get a splinter.
Made Victorian
don't want to get a splinter, do you?
No, it would have to be made of something like ivory, wouldn't it? I suppose. Wow.
Or
this is
shiny metal. Anywho,
shall we? I think it's probably time we moved on for that. So thank you once again, Sue. I hope you enjoyed your gentle roasting.
Yes.
And if you do decide to create the Sue Broom,
I'll have a one to sweep up. Sounds like a good idea.
We get a sizable discount.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, do you want to invest?
No.
No,
don't want to invest. No.
Good. Should we get on with our raging?
Okay.
So, what's got your goat this week, mate?
Well, I was just wondering, Keith. I thought you'd like a new bra. No? What about a toilet seat?
The one I've got at the moment is, to be honest, it still fits quite nicely.
Yeah, fair enough. What about a toilet seat cover? No?
No.
Clothes pegs?
Clothes pegs?
Or what? Maybe a young adult vampire romance? Any of these interest you? No?
On a scale of 1 to 10? Nah. Not even a 1.
Okay, you know what? My algorithm must be confused because I genuinely thought you'd want all those things. So my rant today is about the algorithm, right? And this is the mystical, ephemeral thing that governs, basically, in this day and age, what we see on our phones, computers, whatever. But given that everyone's glued to their phone, right? Glued to Facebook, Twitter, whatever, social media. It's the thing that that large companies talk about. It's not a tangible thing, but it really does design our life.
This is the thing where they say you get a choice when you go on to most apps or websites, and they've now phrased it where it's, do you want... They don't like to use the word targeted ads, do they? They like to use the phrase relevant ads.
Right, exactly.
Or do you want to be absolutely fucking spammed senseless with irrelevant crap?
Yeah.
So essentially it's like saying, well, we can either send you really shit ads or
something that you might like, yeah. And I probably clicked the just piss off and leave me alone button if there was such a thing, but there isn't, right? So... and this algorithm is godlike in its omnipresence. It knows all about you and predicts your future, and it knows your past right down to the gory search history details.
Oh God! If there's one thing that no one wants to see, it's an author's search history.
Yeah, well, yes, exactly.
There's some dark shit in mine.
Yeah, the things we have to Google, right?
Yeah,
but. What gets me right is, I'm trying to stop myself from opening Facebook, but it's become like a tick, that I'm on a boring meeting at work and I'm just like listening and trying to tune out, and so my hand just casually picks up my phone and I open it up and scroll through this crap, and like the stuff that the algorithm decides that I should see, I can't comprehend how any computer system or human would ever think that I want to see this shit, right? Like, I mean, loads of Taylor Swift photos randomly. I have never listened to her. I vaguely know who she is, only because I'm spammed with it constantly. Never listened to the music, not interested in pop, no idea. And I suppose, so Facebook does know how old I am and that I'm a man, right? And maybe not much more, because I don't really use it. It's an essential for, being an author, because how else am I going to get my message out, right? So I'd rather not have it, but I have to, right? So it knows how old I am, and I suppose it just decided, well, you should be into this crap, right?
You need Taylor Swift in your life.
And Miley Cyrus as well, another one. I don't give a crap.
I mean, you probably would want them in your life on some level, I'm imagining. But
well, the only...
Not on a musical level, I'm guessing.
I suppose the only thing it's got right is that, yes, I do like attractive women, but, fair enough. But I don't want to, see that popping up every 5 seconds.
Though, that just based on your age alone, you're not in the demographic for... I think they have a name for the Taylor Swift fans. I can't remember what they're called.
I don't know.
There is a collective noun.
Right, okay. Well, I mean, she's very popular, but not with me. I'm into metal and stuff,
So how do you think that the algorithms got a hold of that then?
I can't imagine.
You've done something, haven't you?
Maybe. I think so. Maybe I accidentally clicked on something once, right? That seems to be enough. You put your phone down because you're distracted, and you just accidentally tapped on a thing. And now, that's what I'm getting.
It sounds like one of those things where people turn up at A&E with a thing shoved up their arse that accidentally fell.
1,000,000 to 1 chance.
On the Hoover attachment.
I was walking around naked with Vaseline.
Yeah. Oh, these things just happen. I mean, you must say all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
So you accidentally maybe listened to some Taylor Swift at some point.
I don't think I ever have, to be honest.
Did you dance around the bedroom?
Little panties.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
You never get that image out of your mind.
Do you know what? I hope we can see the data for this episode, because the amount of people that will have actually turned it off at this precise moment. Fucking disgusting.
Well,
I didn't think they could get any worse.
But then there's all the stuff that's like Friends, the TV sitcom Friends. Like, I don't care, and it shows me stuff like that 50 times a day. And I'm like, why? Why are you showing me this? And I tell you what, I've tried to press the button that says I'm not interested in this.
Right? I'm glad you said that, because I did an experiment. So I did some research a couple of books ago for gambling. The algo picked this up. This is also what happens.
Yeah.
And one of my characters had a gambling habit.
Right.
And of course, because I searched gambling type stuff, these things started popping up in my Facebook feed.
Yes.
And do you know what, right? This is gambling companies, online bookmakers, that sort of casinos, that sort of thing. Every time you click the thing, I don't like this, or I don't want to see this, essentially, because you've interacted with that advert, it gets worse. It feeds the algorithm to any interaction, even if it's you saying, don't fucking interact, don't show me this shit.
Yes.
It thinks, oh, this is how dumb their algorithm is. It just pumps more. And at one point, 50% of the ads I was seeing were for online casinos, bookmakers, that type of stuff, right?
They're violent in there. They're aggressive, aren't they?
Yeah. And do you know what, right? I think, okay, that for me is really annoying. Okay. But imagine if you actually had a gambling problem.
Yeah.
And essentially you've got Facebook almost taunting you to come and gamble. I mean, It's irresponsible. I mean, sorry to get all serious on you, but that is just fucking irresponsible.
It is, but I don't think they care. Maybe that's why they're
I don't know why we're surprised by that. They don't give a shit. Big multinational company doesn't give a shit about humans.
Weird, isn't it? Weird.
Newsflash.
Yeah. So there's all that crap that, I don't want to see it. There's no way to get rid of it. And lately I'm seeing like videos, speeded up videos. This is the thing. You see these speeded up videos of like somebody power hosing their garden. Just like, why am I watching this?
That's TikTok.
Oh, I don't have that, but
okay. So I'm a recent. I started looking at TikTok 6 months ago.
I'm sure there's a rehab you can go to for that.
Yeah, I can see why it's addictive, because it's like if you just want to, I don't know,
scroll.
And here the algorithm, I would say the TikTok algorithm is slightly better than Facebook's in as much as it's not entirely shit.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff on there from authors, marketing stuff. And actual fact, you can hone it, so you get little sound bites of stuff that's useful.
Okay.
But conversely, I can see how every now and again it drops something in which is just seems random. I guess it's sort of tasting or testing to see if you like this stuff.
Okay.
And you can kind of see how it can become a rabbit hole for people.
Yes.
That you can sit there and just.
I tried TikTok because somebody at work said you'd get this, right? And it was just showing me what they call tinkers here, fighting with each other. Videos of tinkers fighting. And I'm like, why is this?
Is that where they come on screen and they sort of...
They tell you...
get one of them saying, my name's Jerry-O.
Yeah.
And
this other family have pissed us off and we're going to sort them out, and that sort of crap.
They're bare-chested.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I'm just like, you said that was a little bit too, oh yeah, bare-chested.
Well, that was the female ones.
Okay. I haven't seen them. Right. Please forward links.
Links, yeah. I mean, no, but I was wondering, why on earth would I want to see people fighting on in terrible handheld videos where they're shaking it all around. I'm getting motion sickness, right? So I can't watch that crap anyway, right? But anyway, so yeah, I don't understand why the algorithm thinks that I want to see this crap, and there's no way to tell it I don't. The fake stage videos. What I'm actually thinking is, why do these videos exist at all? And like, who in their right fucking mind wants to see all these weird staged fake, like terrible acting? I don't know. When I think about the technological infrastructure behind all this, right? The decades of work that I've done, in fact, that my company have done, and that all the data centers around the world, the energy that's used, the camera technology, the phones, etc., all of this shit, and you're showing me a video of somebody power hosing their roof.
What? It's a good video though. I do like that one.
Right. Well, you know that meme of Clint Eastwood looking disgusted. Yeah, that is my face every time I open Facebook. I'm just like, what is this?
Oh, anyway. We have never created so much content as a species, with so little quality control.
Yes, exactly. We want to talk, I suppose. We put out content, right? But I hope that it's a bit more fucking interesting than the crap that I see on Facebook, right? So I reckon the algorithm is like a child or an overly excited dog, right? So you show the tiniest bit of interest to a dog. Walkies, you want to go for a walk? And it's bouncing around like a motherfucker, right? And it wants to go, let's go. That's what the algorithm is like. It's
like a child, but with ADHD, I reckon.
Yeah. You accidentally click on, we search for, I need a new, fan.
We should talk about the Amazon algorithm.
Oh, yeah.
That one is absolutely...
I was going to actually... This morning, just before the pod, it popped up on my phone and said, "We thought you'd like a new dress."
I think my best one, and please actually on the socials, please tell us the worst or the funniest Amazon breaks. I actually did have one which made me chuckle, which is, "We thought you might be interested in cling film." Just
Well,
what? I mean, I don't even know where to start with that.
I mean, maybe you're into kinky cling film fun.
I've never looked for cling film. I can't even remember the last time I used cling film. I don't know. It's 30 years ago, maybe. I don't know. what algorithm is coming up with that? That's not an algorithm, is it? That's like
it's random, fucking random, isn't it?
Let's just pick a product from our inventory, and we'll send an email to Adam and see if he's interested. I mean, that's a bit unsophisticated, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? And maybe the algorithm is this sort of imperfect simulation, right? We all think that maybe there's there's actual science behind it, but I'm thinking it's just a load of shit behind it. I mean, yes, they pull information together, right? They correlate things, your location, your IP address, how often you open this app, where you slow down when you're scrolling, if you all of that shit is correlated and
badly.
Yes, very badly. I think the simulation is terrible. That's the problem, right? The Matrix.
Yeah.
If you went into a simulation, the algorithm, a world simulation, it would just be constant bam. I suppose maybe that is real. Maybe we are living in a simulation. That's the upshot of this, right?
It could be just testing how tolerant we are, or how quickly it can drive us all insane.
Yeah.
It's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Did you buy a dress, by the way?
No. I haven't decided on the colour.
Okay. Of course, it's spring, isn't it? So your wardrobe probably does need a refresh.
Maybe it does, yeah. I mean, I haven't bought any clothes for years, so...
So why not a dress?
Yeah, there you go. So
summer frocks.
Rage Against the Machine. This is what it's going to end up with, right? We'll be underground in bunkers, and above us is this chaos of, people.
Do you know what I would like? I mean, not just purely for the reasons, for commercial reasons. If we had like 100,000 listeners, subscribers, we could do a little poll and say, has anyone ever actually bought anything off the back of a Amazon we thought you might like?
Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah. I mean, maybe there's 1% or something that it gets right? Yeah, but,
anyone who may be having a buffet at the weekend probably did need
cling film, right? But, they likely already have it because it's just in the cupboard.
It's not a spontaneous thing, is it?
Oh, the special offer on cling film. Oh, look at this new clear cling. Like, I bloody hate cling film anyway.
Do people buy that stuff, right? And tin foil and all these sorts of stuff, greaseproof paper. Do they buy it before the old one runs out, or are they like me and just wait till it runs out and they go, "Fuck, I need it"?
Yeah. No. Why would you buy it before? Like that's. You've got to be really organised.
Yeah, too organised
to be that kind of person, right? I mean,
it's the sort of thing you only use every few months, maybe.
Yeah, it's there, and you sort of tear it off whenever.
Yeah, and then you run out and go, probably should have got some. But nobody ever does.
No. Yeah. So that's maybe why Amazon want you to buy it, right? They've got a stack of it. They want to get rid of it.
They are just trying. They've got half a warehouse full of cling film.
Yes. So the algorithm, in its immaturity, defines our world, and so we sort of assume that the world is immature, and I think we resonate with it, and it becomes us, right? Art imitates life, and life imitates art, and we are lowest common denominator turning into the product that they want us to be. It's depressing, isn't it? Depressing.
Jesus. if the thought of you skipping around singing in Taylor Swift songs in your pants wasn't enough to turn people
In her pants.
Oh, sorry. In her pants. Oh, okay. Well, you say her pants, not her actual pants. Are they Taylor Swift branded pants?
I don't know. Maybe you can buy them on, on some advert. Maybe Taylor Swift knickers.
No, do not search for that, because then you know what's coming, don't you?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. Incognito mode, lads, and go to a internet cafe or something. That's the only way to be anonymous.
Yes.
Oh dear. So I reckon that's me done. I really.
Oh, you ranted out.
Yeah, the algorithm, it's horrible. It's everywhere, and I don't think there's anything we can do about it unless you completely opt out of everything, and you can't really.
This said, though, if the algorithm decided to push our podcast, or indeed our books, up to the top of the search results whenever anyone searched,
that would be nice.
That would be lovely. That would be. We would probably be a bit more forgiving of the algorithm.
But I think it depends on how much money you throw at it. That's the problem, right? So the companies who can spam you. Although what are the people who do? What do you call it? The power hosing. What are they getting from this? What do they get from me watching them scrub their somebody's yard?
It's a very localised thing, isn't it? I mean, they're not going to drive 200 miles to hose someone's roof or patio, are they?
Yeah. It's a limited market. So, and the other thing is people cleaning filthy rugs. You ever see those?
Listen, okay, I've got a confession to make here. I do actually quite like a video where something's made clean. That appeals to me.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to see someone in a bath. I mean, don't get me wrong.
No, okay.
But
maybe Taylor Swift.
These things where you get a really disgusting patio or something that's covered in moss and
right. That's what it is. Yeah.
Years of bird shit and
they trim it and hose it.
Yeah, it's slightly satisfying in
that's the thing, isn't it? They put up this thing. This is so satisfying, right? That's another, probably a different rage topic, because I don't like being told what emotion I should feel.
But have you noticed that sorry, I'm going off on a tangent again, that is becoming more prevalent with book titles?
Oh, God, yes. Oh, that drives me bananas, right? The unputdownable, gripping thriller of the summer. Fuck off.
Gut-wrenching. Do not tell me what emotional response I will have to your book.
Yeah, no. In the subtitle.
Exactly. Now, fair enough. We all do. You can drop it into the description.
Keywords or something,
a few bits and pieces. But do not put it in the title.
Those title spam. That's what it is, title spam. And it's all.
And we know who's doing it, don't we?
Oh, yeah. It's all of the big name stuff. And I'm just wondering, and it's very specific, of this summer. Did they go and change it? Because I don't think you can easily change that.
Why summer? Is it saying nobody's going to read it in, I don't know, March or not October?
Yeah.
I almost said Knocktober then.
That's a different
that's
month
a period
that we haven't.
That's a 1 second split between October and November.
Well, have you heard the theory of having 13 months that are equally spaced?
I haven't, no.
4 weeks or something. I think it works out a bit better. We should. The calendar is a whole different, actually, rage point.
Let's not go. I think we should definitely keep that one in abeyance. I like that one because there's lots of rage about time in general.
Yes, and the fact that it only goes in one direction. Generally,
indeed. Do not Google One Direction.
Oh, right. Okay.
You thought Taylor Swift was bad.
Oh dear. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So, we're going to talking about arbitrary time. What's enraged me this week, and bear in mind it's the 17th of February, has been Valentine's Day, which has suddenly become Valentine's fucking week. It's a bit like Halloween, where once upon a time that was a day, an evening. And then all of a sudden it's become a thing that people celebrate in some way, shape. Have Halloween parties, piss off. Yeah. And it spreads out to almost encompass the entirety of October.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's crap in Tesco's in August.
Yeah, and now it's started to happen with, I don't know, maybe I'm just becoming more. No, it's definitely getting worse.
Yeah, okay? Yeah, it is.
Because you notice that the aisles in they have dedicated aisles in supermarkets.
Yes.
Full of shit.
Yes.
For Valentine's Day.
Yeah. And it's not just cards anymore, right?
No. Yeah. Oh, exactly. Which brings me nicely on to my primary rage point about this. When did it become a thing for Valentine's to be beyond just sending a card to actually what I saw in Sainsbury's, I think it was Sainsbury's, which is heart-shaped quiches and crumpets.
What?
Yeah. So
hang on. What flavour quiche?
I shit you not. You can buy a heart-shaped quiche Lorraine. I'm sure it was
quiche Lorraine.
You definitely see the crumpets. I've seen them in several places.
That sounds like what do you call carry-on type?
Yes.
Nice bit of crumpet.
Yes.
Matron.
But there's just a whole aisle of landfill.
That's unbelievable.
That has just been.
Who's buying that? I mean, somebody must be buying it. Then, if it's there, then presumably they're not just throwing it out.
Well, you see how much of it is in the discounted section on the following
15th
day.
Yes,
but I did a little bit of research, shockingly, and last year Brits spent 926 million on Valentine's Day. Wow. 926 million quid.
Holy crap!
Now I didn't specify. Does that involve going out for meals?
Must do, right? Must do.
I don't know, sex toy. I mean, God, they must cover. I don't know how they come to that.
Lingerie,
that number.
Chocolate, flowers. That's quiches, pillows,
wine glasses, and I mean, it goes on and on and on. There's just tons of it. And a part of this was apparently we purchased. Now, this is the bit I couldn't understand. Right, 140 million Valentine's cards. 140 million.
It's interesting.
In the UK, right?
How many people in the UK?
I think adults. Actually, no. This is probably I mean, you're going to get teenagers buying them, aren't you?
Yeah,
so I would have thought something in the sort of early to mid 50 million.
Right.
So 50 to 55 million sort of grown-ups, should we say?
Okay. So everyone's buying at least, 2.5 cards?
Two. Let's say two. Now, I didn't buy any, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you didn't either.
No.
So that means someone's bought 6 to come.
Player.
Of course, you can send Valentine's Day. I mean, I suppose if you want to
cover your bases.
Yeah.
Just spam them out. There's those dudes who just go on every social media, find every woman, and send them the same spam message. Hey, babes, whatever.
See me junk.
Yeah. The unsolicited dick pic. That's another book title, isn't it? But yeah, so maybe people are just spamming out. I mean, but that's expensive, right? I mean, that's a physical piece of cardboard folded up in a fancy little envelope, and then you got a stamp.
Stamp's got to be at least a £5 now. I don't know.
So I mean, it's not cheap to be a player, I suppose.
But and surely the whole point of the Valentine's card is it's supposed to be anonymous, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
It's been a very long time. Yeah, I'm sure.
I suppose so. Yeah,
it's supposed
the
to be
secret admirer thing. I mean, but that's a sort of cultural change that's interesting, right? Because now, if you're an anonymous, you're not going to get laid, are you?
Well, more importantly, you're not going to get the credit, are you? And that's what everyone wants these days.
Yes,
the pat on the head.
Yes.
Yes. It's getting recognition for the minimal amount of effort that you put into something.
I wouldn't be surprised if they made a speeded up video of them going to the store, buying the card, writing the card, and then posting the card, right? And then sent that to the object of their desires, right? To just, and then for likes as well. Like, just every fucking irrelevant thing is videoed these days and put online. I'm like, stop it. You wonder how, like, you ever see videos of sort of accidents happening or something, and like they started the video well before anything happened, but they were just videoing out the window for the hell of it.
You do see a lot of these now, which are so patently fake.
Yes,
and
very fake.
You think, have you got nothing better to do with your time?
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, digression from Valentine's.
So the one thing I found, I was going through looking at what of all these various Valentine-themed products would irritate me the most, and I found a bag of rose petals. Right, which you can then sprinkle around the house.
Oh, yeah.
Now, okay, so what can anyone explain to me what is romantic about that?
It's a mess that you have to clean up. That's not romantic, I suppose.
I've
unless
only
you're
seen
into
downsides.
Yeah, I mean, do they smell? They probably don't, because they'd probably dried, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they've been off the rose for some time, one would imagine. Or I think you can put them in a bath as well. I mean, that would be awful.
He's stuck to all these little
honestly,
bits
you would literally have to peel them off the enamel, wouldn't you? One by one.
Pain in the arse,
How
yeah.
utterly tedious.
Yeah. It's a sort of Hollywood version of, real sex isn't like Hollywood sex, right? I don't know, kids, if you're listening.
Hollywood sex is probably 30 seconds. Have you noticed clearly for obvious reasons, but any type of TV drama, film, no man ever lasts more than about 20 to 30 seconds.
I mean, maybe that's realistic, I don't know. But anyway.
I mean, it does seem, and the woman always seems perfectly content with this.
Totally fine.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
So we should probably get back on topic.
Anyway.
You say something deeply offensive. So go back. Right, now, let's just talk about the principle of Valentine's Day. Okay. Now, I would say there is nothing more unromantic than forced romance.
Exactly. This is the nub of it, right? Is that, like I said before, I don't like being told what emotion I should feel.
Yes.
And this is, I mean, it's like any of these fucking days, like Mother's Day and stuff. Like, I don't want to limit this to one day of the year.
It seems so arbitrary. It's like 364 days, fuck off.
Yeah.
One day, here's a card and a box of Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah, open your legs, love. Job done.
I'll do it talking about Mother's Day still.
Oh dear. No. Christ. I saw on Twitter somebody posted, it was no context spritz. That's a good Twitter thing to follow. But yeah, it was a picture of a chap standing at a till, and on the conveyor belt was a single rose and a box of Johnnies. And I was like, yeah, that's optimism.
Can you buy a single Johnny in a supermarket?
No, a box of them.
Oh, a box. Oh, I
box
see.
Of John, yeah, I mean, that's one rose, but 12 condoms.
That's doing you're putting a lot of pressure on that one rose, aren't you?
Yeah.
I suppose if you have it between your teeth and you knock on the door and I don't know, maybe you got a pair of...
If you're the black magic man.
On, then that might work. Presuming another family member doesn't answer the door.
Right. So you've got
a feeling that was part. But again, it comes down to this whole forced romance. If any type of emotion has to be forced, it is not genuine.
Yes.
And romance itself, I am of the view that it is like something you do infrequently, and infrequent. I can't say infrequent.
Infrequent.
An infrequent gesture.
Yes.
That's what makes it romantic.
Exactly. The randomness, the
spontaneity.
That's the word. Yes, spontaneity.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, once every decade, maybe. No one's going to see that coming. Now that is romantic.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
So, so my beef basically... Oh, the other thing, actually, I will say, I'm getting pissed off at people saying that Valentine's Day was invented by Hallmark, the card company.
Right.
Have you heard this?
I've heard that, but I didn't know whether that was, I mean, it's a saint, isn't it? Saint Valentine. And I don't know what his...
It's one of those urban myths that has just become de facto, and people are so convinced that they're right about it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only invented by a card shop, by Clintons, most people tend to say. It's only... Yeah, you're a mug because Clintons invented it.
Yeah.
No, they didn't, all right?
Yeah,
they didn't. Well, they did. I've read it on Facebook.
Right.
Sorry.
Must be true then.
Yeah. But of course, I think the first reference, I don't think, okay, I'm lying here. I did actually Google it this morning.
Right.
1375 in a poem by Chaucer.
Oh,
Jeff.
He's a bastard, isn't he?
Jeff Chaucer.
Those are a mouthful, those poems.
Yeah. I mean, it's barely English. Well, obviously, it's Old English.
Oldie Englishy, yes.
So this poem was called The Parliament of Fowls.
Yeah.
And would you like a little line?
Go on, then.
Okay. For this was sent on St. Valentine's Day, when every fowl cometh there to choose his mate. That was your line.
There you go. So he invented it then.
And what's worse is then you go on to bloody Shakespeare, Hamlet in 1609. Oh, God, right. This is why I hated Shakespeare in school.
Yes, yeah.
So tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day, all in the morning betime, and I am made at your window to be your Valentine. Then up he rose and donned his clothes and dupped the chamber door. Let in the maid that out a maid never departed more. Fuck knows.
Oh,
I mean,
dear.
there seems to be a huge lack of commas in there.
Yes, shaky.
Do you feel educated now? Have we got a bit highbrow?
That is over our usual swearing. Yes. Chaucer and Shakespeare. Who'd have thunk?
Yeah. So there we are. So clearly, it was not invented by Hallmark Clintons or any other company.
No,
They
just took advantage.
Morons.
Yeah.
I'm feeling enraged now.
Yes. Well, I mean, Valentine's is it's all forced. It's all fake. And if you do love somebody, your spouse or whatever, maybe tell them more than once a year.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway, right. So now I'm feeling depressed and enraged.
Yes.
Should we move on? Should we have some happy endings?
That's a good idea. That's what you do on a Valentine's evening, isn't it? A happy ending. Hopefully.
That's the ambition, I would say.
Hopefully. So my...
Just sorry, can we just backtrack on that? How many couples have, what would you call it? Arbitrary sexual liaisons on Valentine's Day, purely because it's Valentine's Day?
I mean, yes. It's sort of... That's the other... I mean, yeah, that's the thing, is that if you do that, wouldn't it just feel like perfunctory?
Yeah, exactly. It's he's bought or she's bought. They've spent some money. Been out for
new knickers.
Been out to Harvester.
Yeah, glass of wine and job
some
done.
Petals, some rose petals.
Sprinkled on the bed,
all over the house.
Yeah.
So there is also an obligatory shag at the end of it, which can't be particularly fulfilling or romantic. Because there's no spontaneity to it. It's not spontaneous.
Yes. It is, it's just prescribed. And my thing about that is, if something is all predestined, then it's not worth doing.
No,
it's you've already done it. It's irrelevant. You want that spontaneity, right? Have sex.
Half the thrill, surely.
Yeah, I reckon you should have sex this evening, whenever that is. You listen to this, right? Just to make it weird.
Adam and Keith told me.
Yeah, get it on.
Right, sorry, back to your happy ending. Oh, God. Back to your happy ending, not literally.
Not literally, no. My happy ending is much more wholesome, I suppose.
Good.
So, very quick, it's got two, really. So I think last time I was wittering on about my new audiobook was finished. Well, now it's actually been released. And people are buying it. So thank you very much if you have, and if you haven't, then get in there because it's really good, right? So
what's it called?
It's the 22 frequency shift.
I knew that, but of course,
yes, punters need to.
Not. And it's a cracking book. I haven't listened to the whole audio, but in fact, I've listened to about 30 seconds of it, I think.
Right.
I'm not an audiobooky person.
I am, though, yeah.
It's a cracking book, so
it's really well done, and thanks. So there's that. And and this is a weird thing, is that I have this history of breaking office chairs. I don't really know why. Maybe
a peak of violent rage, or
no, just in general use.
Oh.
Over the decades, I must have collapsed loads of them. I don't know whether it's because I'm a fat ass or because I just spend too much time sitting on my ass, which is definitely true, right? But that's the point of a chair, isn't it? Is that it should prop up your ass. So a week or so ago, my very expensive chair collapsed under me. Literally, the metal sort of broke around the where it goes into the gas lift thing.
What were you doing at this
sitting?
moment?
I was just sitting. Yeah.
Were you looking at Taylor Swift videos?
Probably, but that's irrelevant. So anyway, it felt a bit, and it's in the skip now, right? Weren't gone. But I have ordered myself a very fancy new chair, right? On your recommendation.
Yeah. I'm feeling pressure now. I mean, I've got nothing to do with the chair itself, but I do feel. And after making this recommendation to Adam, and he actually placing the order, I sat down in my chair this morning. I thought, oh, it's a squeak.
Well. So I'll be holding you completely responsible.
I've had mine for over 18 months, and I think, and it's a good chair.
Remember that VW advert back in the 90s, 80s, and there was this weird squeak that the bloke couldn't find, and he stopped in some French place, and has this guy come round with a can of oil, and then. He's shaking the car, and like there's this squeak coming. Where's that bloody squeak coming from? And it's there's his beautiful girlfriend, wife, whatever, is sat there asleep in the passenger seat, and it's her earring that's squeaking.
That was very, very clever.
Yes,
that was a time when they used to put some thought into adverts.
Yeah. It's to sort of say, no, the VW is so quiet you can hear that squeaking, right? So. My VW is very quiet because it doesn't have an engine in it, but that's a whole other topic. Anywho, what was I saying?
So yes, your second. You've had two happy endings.
Yes, I'm getting a new. I haven't actually got it yet, but it's going to be a momentous occasion. I spent, a huge amount of money on this fucking chair, so it better be good.
Listeners, here's something that you to look forward to.
Yeah.
The next episode will no doubt contain either very elated Adam Eccles or very, very pissed off Adam Eccles.
Yeah, exactly.
If that's not reason to tune in, I don't know what is.
There you go. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So what's your happy ending?
My happy ending is I've released my 17th novel called Terrier. And
yes.
I'm just glad to see the back of it, to be honest.
Well, I've had the pleasure already, and I have to tell everyone it was a cracking read. It's a Clement book, so if you like that sort of thing, get stuck in there, because it's it's up there in the high quality Clement books.
Thank you.
Yes. So
I think it's something about when you release a book. There is a moment of elation. There is a high because you spent so long working on this thing, and then finally get it out there.
Yeah.
But then it's short term, because then you've got the what are people going to say about it? Are they going to hate it?
Yeah, it's quite scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it goes from elation very quickly to dread. But yeah, so
back to Valentine's.
And it's I suppose so. It's good to get it out the way, though, because it's like I don't know, the kids coinciding beginning of spring and all that. It's just that I get to start something new now. I can put that one away. Nice. and do something else. So and actually it's the first time after while you're putting a book out, it's those last 6, 7, 8 weeks where you're doing all the editing, which is a tedious process, which I've touched on. You've been doing the build up to the launch
Yes,
itself,
yes.
coming up with all the. So actually, it's once all of that is done, you then have time to breathe, and
Yeah.
you don't feel the pressure. It's like a pressure release.
Yeah.
So
Again, Valentine's.
yes, and yeah, so that's literally a happy ending.
Nice.
Not literally a happy ending, but I mean, it's it's a happy ending after a happy ending. Should we stop talking about happy endings? We need to come up with a different term.
Well, I don't know. I like that one. Yeah, that's okay.
Golden showers.
Right.
So we can shower each other with good news at the end of every episode. No?
I don't want to look at your Google history. Right. Well, that's lovely. Yeah, again, so my audiobook and Keith's new book, get those if you haven't already. Why haven't you?
Yeah, there we
Good
go.
stuff.
So I think that just about wraps us up this episode. I think we should probably say all the various links are in the show notes.
Yes, one small teaser. I won't go into too much detail, right? But Keith and I are plotting an event, probably at the end of April, and probably in the south of the UK, around somewhere near Gatwick Airport, just because of my geographical displacement. But so we won't say too much, but just
Are we going to have to produce videos where we're bare-chested, calling each other out? Eccles, I'll have you down in a warehouse. I was going to do an Irish accent, then I thought, no, that's
best not
probably
to.
to get me in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
We will not be bare-chested.
No,
there will be no rose petals
No, definitely not.
or forced romance. That's for sure.
No, God, no. There probably will be pints of beer, though, right?
There definitely will be pints of beer.
If you're interested in that sort of thing, if you like talking to authors about, whatever crap that you want to talk about.
The working title for this event is Chats with Twats.
Yes, we may or may not get another author involved as well. Don't know yet.
We're not selling this, are we? But more info to follow, I think.
Yeah. Tune in later for more information. It's a very vague idea at the moment, but just putting it out there. Maybe pencil in the end of April. If you want to come and see us.
Whole end of April, or was there a date? I think what we were talking about.
I can't remember. Was it the Google it now? Google, but
no, this is a disaster. We managed to get all this way without any major fuck ups.
Oh yeah, here. I think it was the 28th, Saturday, the 28th of April.
Year of our Lord 2024.
There you go, and probably
listening to this in 2025.
Yeah, but then you missed it.
Yeah,
and it was great. So
well, it wasn't until the police turned up.
The ambulance.
Oh, the benefits of a time machine. Anyhow, that is us done and dusted for this episode of Middle Rage. So it's a goodbye from me, Keith A. Pearson, and from you.
And from me, have fun. Take it easy. Rock and roll. Cheers.